All right, welcome to the Break Orders podcast. Got special guest Michael Bathan. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks for having me.
No problem. You want to tell me about yourself?
Yeah. So I'm a recent graduate of Rutgers University. While there, I was a cheerleader. So definitely a fun experience. And now I actually work for Rutgers Athletics in their sales department. So definitely was a winding road to get back to Rutgers. I've been doing a bunch of things in between then, but I'm glad to be back and glad to be on this podcast right now. So thanks for having me again.
It's awesome, man. Congrats on the new job. The Rutgers, your sales consultant. That's
Yes.
awesome. You got it this
Yes.
year, right? This month or something? That's
Yeah,
awesome.
actually today was my first day, so
Nice. Congrats, man. That's
thank
awesome.
you.
All right, let's go first start. You said Rutgers. You also went to St. John's for a little bit. How was that?
St. John's was great. It's a beautiful campus and I really enjoyed my time there. But there was something that always called me back to New Jersey for some reason. But definitely don't regret my first 2 years at St. John's because I definitely did enjoy it.
Of course, she's also the women's basketball manager. 2 years when you were there, 2016, 2018. How was that?
It was fun. It was my first taste of like collegiate level Division 1 basketball. And it was a lot of fun being around the team for so long, all throughout the season, traveling and all that. So definitely learned a lot from it. And I credit that experience to, you know, how I am today. So definitely very fun.
So you took your level of basketball to Rutgers as well. Your women basketball, your practice player, also kind of like a manager role as well. How was that?
Yeah, so I actually got in touch with the women's basketball team at Rutgers through a friend that I played basketball with around my hometown. And at the time, he was also a practice player. So I made sure to get in contact with him as soon as I transferred. And that was a really fun experience being under Coach C. Vivian Stringer, a Hall of Fame coach. Definitely the bar was high and practices were high energy. Uh, Honestly, a lot more strict and demanding than the St. John's practices, but obviously I was playing a different role. But again, definitely a lot of fun being a part of a team and a high level team in the Big Ten Conference.
It's awesome, man. Yeah, I went to Rutgers. My friend Giorgio goes there. Shout out Giorgio. But I went there. My friend took me. There's a Jets white versus green scrimmage. It was a great time. So the campus had a great time with my friends. You're also, like you said, mentioned co-ed, the cheerleading. How was that at Rutgers?
Yeah, definitely some of the funnest years of my life. Had no background in cheerleading going into my cheerleading career, so it was definitely a bit of a learning curve. But my best friend actually got me into it, and she played a big role in me getting acclimated to the sport and being at nationals and being at all the football games and the basketball games. Definitely a fun experience and a bunch of games where we rushed the court. So yeah, uh, so much fun being a cheerleader at Rutgers, and I'm still glad to be a part of the university.
After that, you graduated, you went to guest service team member for Iron Peak Sports and Events. That was like an editing company, right? So you edit some videos.
Yeah, so that was for next level cheerleading. At Iron Peak, I was a guest services team member. Yeah, to talk about like the social media aspect of what I do. I got that through networking through cheerleading. So I have no like professional training in like video editing or any of that. I just do everything on my phone, and I'm lucky to have another job because of that. So very fortunate that cheerleading and then my, I guess, hobby you could say, of video editing kind of meshed into one, and I got an opportunity out of that. So yeah, very grateful.
Yes, and after that, your guest experience representative for Madison Square Garden. Must have been
Yeah,
awesome, man.
yeah. Brushing shoulders with the Knicks and Rangers and being part of the world's most famous arena. Who can complain with that? And seeing the biggest faces in the biggest city in the greatest city in the world is just it was a really fun experience. Probably the most fun I've ever had in the job in a while. So definitely grateful for that.
That's awesome for sure. For sure. I meet a lot of people from baseball with your title. I reach out to them and have a letter. I've been to 30 ballparks, old and new,
Oh wow.
and I always reach out to them. My name's George. I'm coming down for this day at this time for this game, and it was like so cordial and so nice. I've gone on field experiences. I gone on private tours. And I've gotten gifts from them. So it's always good for like
Yeah.
the baseball perspective that they reach out, and I'm sure you do that too as well.
Yeah, for sure. And it's always about the fan experience. So whatever, anyone can do like to contribute to that, I know it definitely means a lot to this to the facility and the team. So
That was next level training. You know that you said you're social media kind of guy. How's that?
yeah, so that goes into the video editing aspect of what I do basically. So yeah, I got that gig through networking in the cheerleading world. And yeah, it's been fun to still be around the sport and be a part of like a small business. So I do touch on a lot of aspects of what they do at the gym. So and I do have a lot of creative leeway. So it's really fun. I say fun a lot to describe the things that I'm doing. But if you're not having fun, why are you doing it? So yeah,
That's what I always say. If you're not having fun, what's the point? You know?
exactly.
Right now you're at Rutgers, first day. What's in store? What did they tell you that you're gonna be doing?
Yeah, so I'm gonna be on the new business side with Rutgers Athletics. So that's gonna involve football, men's and women's basketball, men's lacrosse, and other stuff that I'm gonna be involved in through that program. I'm excited to get the ball rolling. It's gonna be different than what I've done in the past, but I'm ready for a challenge. And as an alumni, I'm already familiar with all things Rutgers, so um, I'm ready to take on the challenge, as I said.
That's awesome. You guys had a good basketball team last year. You guys made the tournament. I'm sure you guys are gonna make the tournament again. You guys such a good basketball program over there.
Yeah. Last year was special. And the year before was special too, but unfortunately got cut short because of COVID. We're hoping to make the tournament this year. We've been in a bit of a slump, but
All right, we're gonna go to everyone's favorite round here, the quick fire round. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Favorite game when you're part of MSG?
Lakers and Knicks.
Nice. When was it?
It was probably like 2 months ago now. The garden was packed, so much energy. And when LeBron, Russell Westbrook, and friends come to town, it's gonna be electric. And the Knicks ended up winning. Actually, did they? Honestly, I don't even remember, but I just remember the garden just, it was a different type of vibe.
That's awesome. I'm gonna ask same thing for Rutgers. Favorite game. Could be football, could be basketball. What was your favorite game when you were in campus?
It was actually a game that I cheered, and it was the Seton Hall Rutgers men's basketball game in 2020. It was a huge win for us. Seton Hall was a ranked opponent at the time, and they had Miles Powell, the top scorer in the country at the time, and we absolutely wiped the floor with them. And it was the loudest I've ever heard any sporting venue, and to be a part of that game was special. And it was probably my favorite moment of my Rutgers career, cheerleading outside of all that. It was really special, and we got to rush the court too. So
That's awesome. That's your rival too. It's always good to beat your rival, you know?
yes, sir. Yep.
All right, favorite commercial.
Favorite commercial.
Yeah.
Wow. Of all time.
You give me all time if you want to do current or the one from the past that you like. Whatever you want.
Um, I mean, if we talking about commercials like sports related, I feel like the standard for like Super Bowl commercials are like Doritos. Any Doritos commercial, is gonna be funny. I feel like there's high expectations for every Doritos commercial. But the one that was really, really funny was when like the guy asked another guy, he was like, "Are you done?" after he ate the Doritos, and he like licked his fingers for him. kind of disgusting, but it was still funny. And I know that has like millions of views on YouTube. So
Yeah, that was awesome. I agree. Favorite cereal.
favorite cereal, cinnamon toast crunch. Yeah, it's been a go-to of mine since I was a kid.
Favorite ice cream. What would you put on it?
Favorite ice cream?
Yeah, and what would you put on it?
Um, it might seem kind of weird because it's not really a common answer, but coffee ice cream is my favorite. I'm not really too big into coffee as a drink, but ice cream, I've always liked coffee ice cream for some reason. I don't know why, but
I think I know what's gonna happen with the next question. You say you don't drink coffee, but I always ask, do you drink coffee or tea in the morning?
more of a tea guy. I've
Yes,
been
my
trying
guy.
to get into coffee, but I've always drank tea. And coffee is like just bitter and it leaves like a dry, aftertaste. So I've always gravitated more towards tea, and my family loves tea. We have a whole like cabinet, full of it, in our kitchen. So
It's awesome. You're not gonna like Greek coffee. Very strong. Yeah, it's
yeah,
very thick. Yeah, yeah.
okay. Well, I'll stay away from that.
Yeah. Favorite athlete of all time.
Oof, I have a couple. I would probably say Brett Favre. Um,
Yes.
he's the guy that got me interested in sports in general, and the passion that he played with, and he had fun with the game. So definitely Brett Favre as a kid. Watching him play was just it looked fun, and like I said, if it's not fun, why do it? So that definitely resonated with me as a kid.
Favorite team of all time.
My favorite team, I feel like it's a 1A, 1B. 1A being the Brooklyn Nets. As a Jersey
Nice.
guy,
The guy.
yeah, as a Jersey guy, I was first exposed to basketball when the Nets made back-to-back NBA finals. Unfortunately, losing in both in the Jason Kidd era, but my fandom transferred over to when they moved over to Brooklyn. And we're struggling right now, but 1B being the New York Jets. Um,
Come
yeah,
on, man.
it's hard being a Jets fan, but with every team you live with their ups and downs, and I've been a Jets fan ever since I was a kid. So I have high hopes going into next season. Really high on Zach Wilson. So we'll see how that goes.
Brett Favre was on the Jets. You're probably going crazy. He was on the Jets.
Yeah, yeah. So it was like a match made in heaven. So I had the green jersey, had the white jersey. I was going crazy.
So what do you think about Zach Wilson this year? How do you think he did?
I was kind of worried. I wasn't too high on Zach Wilson going into the draft. I really wanted to keep Sam Darnold, but I'm glad we didn't. Zach definitely struggled in the beginning of the season, but he hit his stride towards the end. And I'm really high on him. I really think that he could be our franchise quarterback going forward. But, who knows? Who knows with the Jets? But I really like Robert Saleh and what he's doing over there. Yeah, I just have high hopes, and all I can do is stay positive. And Zach Wilson really, yeah, like I said, hit his stride at the end of the season. So I'm hoping that he takes that momentum in year two.
So I got to ask some next questions. What do you think about Harden? Would you
Um,
trade him
you
or
know,
what?
I always liked James Harden, even before he came to Brooklyn. I know he might be, annoying to watch for some, but he's such a skilled player and he plays the game at such a different level. So the style of play is definitely different and unlike anything we've ever seen. But I'll be a Harden fan through and through. I've been a Harden fan ever since, he was a budding star in OKC. And I'll always be a Harden stan.
You're from Jersey. Have you been to Carlos Bakery?
I have once. I was a really, really young kid though, so I don't really remember much of it. But sometimes my mom goes there with her friends and brings back some stuff from there. So, um, yeah, it's definitely good and it's definitely like worth the hype if someone's gonna come down to Jersey. So,
That's awesome. Yeah, big Cake Boss fan. So
oh, word. Okay, yeah.
it's been in my household since I was 7. So always ride Cake Boss.
Oh, nice. There you go.
Favorite TV show since you mentioned TV.
TV show. I'm gonna have to go with a classic. I'm gonna have to go with SpongeBob SquarePants.
Nice.
I don't watch too much TV. When I watch TV, it's usually sports related. But I still watch SpongeBob to this day, and I reference it just about every day as well. and I know about like every line from the movie. I don't want to sound like a nerd or immature or anything, but that's just genuinely my opinion. SpongeBob has been my favorite show since I was a kid, and it's stuck up until you know now. So I'll stand by that.
Are you a Jersey Shore fan since you're from Jersey too, or no?
Nah, nah,
No? Oh man, 1 for 2. What about
nah.
are you a Devils fan since you're from Jersey or no?
I don't watch too much hockey, but when I do watch hockey, it's usually the Devils. I'll follow them on like the ESPN app and whatnot. But yeah, all things Jersey, I'll support it.
About favorite movie?
There's a lot of good movies out there. I would probably have to say Black Panther. I don't mean that just to say, just to jump on the hype after unfortunately Chadwick Boseman passed, but it was really inspirational. I feel like you can really um get inspiration from like I wouldn't want to say fake, but like a fantasy because you can really like apply it to your life. And I feel like, it really resonated with me. And it was a tearjerker too. So when movies get you emotional, you get that, personal tie with it. So definitely have to say Black Panther.
How do you do your bagel? Do you cream cheese? You toast it?
So in Jersey, we got this thing called pork roll. So when I get a bagel sandwich, I ask for pork roll, egg, and cheese on an everything bagel toasted. If I'm not feeling that heavy of a meal in the morning, I'll just go cream cheese toasted on an everything bagel as well. So
Nice. That's awesome. Wrap it off with everyone's favorite question. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Who is your celebrity crush?
Ooh, celebrity crush. Oh man, that's a good one. My girlfriend's not gonna be too happy that I say this, but she knows that it's her. It's Ariana Grande. I can't say much about it, but I love her music. And obviously the way she looks too is a plus. Um, yeah, definitely Ariana Grande.
Mr. Bathan, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. Is there anything you want to wrap off with?
Well, yeah, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for having me. This is my first time being a guest on a podcast, so definitely you really did enjoy it. So, yeah, thank you.
No problem. Anytime. Where can people find you?
They can find me on Instagram. I feel like the Instagram is the easiest way to reach out to me at MJ Bathan, MJBATHAN. You can also find me on LinkedIn, same spelling and everything. So yeah.
Oh man, I said your name wrong.
Hey, I've gotten all types of pronunciations, and honestly, you were closer than anyone has. You're right up there. So I've heard way worse. Don't worry about
it. Hey man, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. And see you in the splash.